Hello ladies, welcome to the February program. A lot of you bundled January and February, so it's a lot of the same people, but we still have separate demo videos, a new workout schedule. If you know me, I am doing the big no-no. I am working off of my rough draft, which we all know always makes me mess up. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. It's a new year. I already actually caught a mess up on here, so I think I'm good. But these are the videos where you get anything you need to know, all the demonstrations, any modifications, anything to do with the exercises in the workout, you will see in these videos. What I do is I do a small little quick example of each exercise. So if you have been with me before, you might recognize it, or you just forgot the name, you can see that, and then you can just start. You don't have to watch the entire video. If you've not been with me before, or you're not familiar with one of the exercises, if you just continue to watch, I'm gonna break down every single exercise for you, the form, anything you need to know about it. So that would be what you wanna watch if you, again, are new or you just aren't sure what the exercise is. You can always, click and scroll through. I don't want to make it any longer than it has to be, but I have found that having longer videos with more explanation is more beneficial than just keeping it short. I've avoided a ton of questions this way. People usually can watch the video, take little notes, do whatever they want, and then they're good to go. So some of them can be quite long. Typically, the farther in we get, the shorter the videos will be because we've covered more and more. So let's begin. We are in February week 1, but we are actually starting on Monday, January 31st, okay? This is our lower body workout. If you look at your schedule, you will see where it says rounds, there's a star and an underline. Where it says scissors, there's a star and an underline. That is my way of separating them into two separate parts. So some workouts have one part, some workouts have two parts. This workout has two parts. So what that means is you're gonna do part 1, which is the 4, 5, or 6 rounds in its entirety before starting part 2, okay? So they are totally separate things. So we have reverse lunge to lateral, per leg, pause squats, 3 seconds in parentheses, front lunge with a pulse, and goblet squats. So you don't have to use weight with any of these things, and I will kind of explain that a little bit more. Reverse lunge to lateral per leg. Reverse lunge to lateral. 1, 2. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. Up. Front lunge with a pulse. And goblet. It's just your regular weighted lunge. My knee already hurts. And scissors. All right, so I will make a disclaimer. I do have a little bit of back issues. Luckily, this time filming, they are much better than they were last time. So there might be a few things I can't do, or it might just be a little bit choppy looking or something. It's my lower back, so it makes certain things like really deep squatting hurts, or like lifting my butt off the floor sometimes. So there's certain things I'll try to tell you, or I might say, like, if that wasn't a good example, you can, Google this name and it'll pop up for you. I also started back with my wrist. So if you've been with me, so long ago, honestly, so long ago now, I fell on ice, I braced myself like this, and ever since then, my wrist has been messed up. But just lately now, I don't know why, it's like every little movement, it hurts. So like even just holding the weight like this hurt. So basically it's putting any pressure on my palm. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but now that's bothering me. And then sometimes when my lower back is bothering me, it goes to my hip and my knee. So like today, my knee's bothering me. So hopefully I just don't fall apart, but we will see. So if you do not know what reps means, that is the number in front of the exercise. So it says 10, 10, 10, 10. So that means you're doing 10 reverse to lateral lunges on each leg. So if you combined it, it would be 20 total, but it's 10 per leg. 10 pause squats, 10 front lunge, 10 goblet squats. The 4, 5, or 6 is your choice. You are going to pick, do you want to do 4 rounds, 5 rounds, or 6 rounds? That is up to you, okay? And then scissors, you are doing the timer. So hopefully you have your timer app downloaded. You're gonna input however many seconds work you wanna do. You're gonna input 30 seconds rest, and you're gonna input 4 rounds per Tabata, okay? So reverse lunge to lateral. So I'll show you without the weight. So you're gonna hit a reverse lunge, and on the same leg, you're gonna hit a lateral lunge. So our reverse lunge looks like this. You're gonna step back, you're gonna sink down. Okay, that's your typical reverse lunge. Step back and sink down. You're pretty much creating a 90-degree angle in both legs. Your back is straight, you're looking forward, your shoulders are up. You don't want to come down like this, okay? You don't want to be like this. You want to have your spine nice and straight, nice and neutral. Sink down, come up. From the front, you're going to want to notice that your feet are not tight-roped. So see how right now you cannot see my back foot? When you step back or forward into a lunge, you always want it to be staggered. So that means like this. So it's not way out here, but you can still see both feet, okay? And then when you sink down, your knees go forward, your hips go forward. Everything stays forward. The only thing that's happening is you're just bending both of your knees, okay? That is your lunge. So you're gonna hit your lunge, return to start position, and then you're gonna hit your lateral lunge, which looks like this. Okay, so a lateral lunge is going to the side, but you're not actually lunging to the side, okay? So when you do your lateral, you're gonna step to the side, a big wide step, and what you're gonna do is you're going to think of a pocket back here, all right? So put your hand diagonal behind you. Right in this area is where you want your butt to go. So when you bend this knee and you start to sink down, you're gonna think of your butt trying to sink into this hole back here, diagonal back. So I'm gonna bend this leg, my weight is gonna shift, okay? So my hips are gonna shift this way, my knee's gonna start to bend, and I'm gonna sink my butt down into that diagonal back spot. Up, sink back, up, okay? Sink back. So when you do this from the side, it almost looks like a squat, okay? It's the same thing. So you don't want to go this way. You don't want to be doing anything like that. You should be sinking your butt back and down, okay? So like I said, it looks like you're in a squat. And this leg stays straight. So when you do your lateral, all of the weight shifts to this one leg. So when I'm down here like this, sometimes I even end up going up on my heel because there's no weight on this leg at all. It's all over here, okay? And then you push back up. So your reverse to lateral will look like this. Reverse, lateral, 1. Reverse, lateral, 2, okay? And then of course you can add weight, so you could hold 1, like say up here if you wanna hold. You can hold it there. You could hold 2 by your side and just go maybe like either side of your knee when you go down. That's up to you, okay? And of course, you don't have to use weight at all. Pause squat. So this one is a regular squat. You're just holding it at the bottom for a 3 count, okay? That's why it says parentheses 3 seconds. So I did this with weight. Again, you don't have to. So if you do, you're gonna hold it like this. So this is basically a goblet squat with a 3-second pause. So you're gonna get a nice wide stance, you're gonna sink down, and then you're gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3, up, down, 1, 2, 3, up. So a normal goblet would just be more like this. So the difference is you're holding that pause at the bottom of your squat, okay? So when you squat down, just how I talked about in the lateral where your butt is gonna go diagonal back, this one your butt's just gonna go back, okay? So you're just gonna stick your butt back, you're gonna drop your knees, and then you're gonna stand back up. So you're gonna do that hold. So you'll kind of be like here with your hold. If you need to bring in your feet a little bit closer or have them a little bit farther apart, just for some more balance, that's fine. If you need to use a chair, this is what you're gonna do. You're basically gonna do a box squat, pretty much, where you're squatting down to the chair and coming back up. So you don't need to hold the pause because you wouldn't actually be holding your weight. You'd be sitting in the chair, so it doesn't matter. So you would have the weight or no weight, and you would sit, stand, sit, stand, okay? And I always mention too, if you're somebody who is new to squatting or you're not sure of the depth, how far down you're going, or you think you might not be going far enough, you can do tap and go. So the point of that is when your butt hits the chair, you know that you're where you're supposed to be, okay? So if you're somebody who's not really sure and maybe you do a lot of shallow squatting and then you're like, oh, I don't think I'm going far enough. If you put the chair or a bench or whatever, a couch or something there, and you go down, once you hit that surface, you're gonna know, okay, I went far enough. So that is the point of that. So if you have to tap and go, you're gonna go down till you feel it. 1, 2, 3, up. So you're not fully sitting in the chair. All you're doing is just tapping your butt when you feel it and then back up, okay? So that I call tap and go. The other one is a full sit, or it could be called like a box squat. All right. Also, I purposely did not wear all black or all dark so you can see, because another issue I always have is this bottom panel right here is dark blue. So when I wear black, it's hard to see what my body's doing against the wall. Front lunge with pulse. So front lunge is the exact opposite of your reverse lunge. So before we stepped back, this time we're gonna step forward. Same idea. You have your staggered stance, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles, everything's pointing forward. Just sink down and back up, okay? Sink down, back up. So with this one, we're doing a pulse. So what that means, instead of a hold, is you're gonna come down, bounce, back. 1, down, bounce, back. 2, down, bounce, back. 3, down, bounce, back. 4. So your pulse is just a small bounce, okay? And again, you can hold a weight. Like if I were to do it, I would hold one on each side. You don't have to, that's up to you. And goblet squat. So I pretty much already covered this. This is just basically your pause, did I call it a pause squat? I did, okay. I make these names up sometimes, so I don't remember what I call them. Pause squat, it's gonna be that without the pause. So you're gonna get a nice stance, you hold your weight, and you're just gonna go up and down, okay? So this is a weighted squat. Holding it in this manner in front of you, kind of against your chest, is called goblet. So it's considered a goblet squat. This is what it looks like from the side. So when you do a goblet squat or any type of weighted squat, you wanna make sure that you don't let the weight carry you down. So when you come down, you shouldn't be coming in like this. You should still have your shoulders and your back as upright as possible. So you might tilt forward a little bit, that's fine. You don't wanna be hunched and you don't wanna be way forward, okay? So you wanna look something like this when you're doing your goblet squats. Again, you can use the chair, you can do the tap and go, or you can use no weight at all. So once you complete 4 or 5 or 6 rounds, you're gonna move on to scissors. So again, you are going to have your timer app. You're going to input the seconds of work, rest, and how many you're doing, which I have a video called the timer app video if you're not sure how to use it. And then for the other exercise or the HIIT Tabata workouts, there's a timers page. So I guess really you could use the timers page and just input this information from this workout into it if you were really confused, but the timer video should help you And I pretty much spelled it out for you exactly how it says it on the app, how to input the numbers, okay? So your scissors is an ab exercise. You don't have to put your hands under your butt, but I like to because I feel like it gives me a little bit more back support. So I kind of roll up, put my hands underneath, and you're just gonna do big, long kicks. So when you kick, your bottom foot is not touching the ground, okay? So you're just switching and doing big, wide kicks. So you're kind of trying to make like an L, okay? So nice and big. And that's just gonna be to a timer. So you're just gonna do this, and then when it says 1, 2, 3, rest, you're gonna stop. When it says, 3, 2, 1, go, you're gonna start again, all right? So that is your scissors, and that is your Monday.